Today I decided to make a guide which is supposed to teach you all how to correctly identify every ghost with no evidence. So the first one is the spirit, and the easiest way to identify the spirit is by cleansing the ghost. So if you cleanse the ghost will not be able to hunt for 90 seconds, except for the two ghosts. One is a demon who can hunt after 60 seconds, and the other one is the spirit who can hunt after 180 seconds. So if you cleanse a ghost and it hunts before 3 minutes mark, that means it's not the spirit. Second on the list is Wraith, and Wraith is one of the easiest ghosts to identify. All you need to do is place salt on the ground, and during hunts or ghost events, if the ghost just walks over salt without stepping into it, then it's a Wraith. Next one is the Phantom. Phantom is one of the two ghosts that you can identify by looking at ghost blinking. The other one is Oni. Phantom is much less visible during hunts. And also you can take a picture of the ghost, and if you go into journal and you don't see the ghost on the picture, but the picture still counts as a ghost photo, then it's a phantom. Next up is the Poltergeist. Now Poltergeist has a pretty cool ability. If you stack a lot of items in one place, he can throw them all at once. That is something only a Poltergeist can do. Also, you can tell it's a Poltergeist during hunts, because during hunts, Poltergeist will throw 2 items every second. He's going to throw so many items, you will easily tell the difference. Next one is Banshee. Now Banshee is a stalking ghost, which means it will follow you around the house. If you go far away from the ghost room and put a motion sensor, and if it goes off, it's most likely a Banshee stalking you around. You can do the same with salt. Also, Banshee has a unique parabolic scream, which can be captured by parabolic microphone. And also Banshee performs singing ghost events more often than other ghosts. Next one is Jinn. Jinn has an ability that is dependent on the breaker being turned on, so it will never turn the breaker off. So if you had a ghost that turned off the breaker, you can immediately rule out a Jinn. So Jinn will move much faster if it's more than 3 meters away from the player and it has a line of sight. Once it's less than 3 meters away from the player, it will slow down back to normal speed. And if the breaker is off, Jinn will move at normal speed. Next up comes Mare. Mare is a ghost that has an ability to immediately turn off lights after you turn them on. Mare also can't turn on the lights, so if you had a ghost that previously turned on the lights, you can immediately rule out a Mare. Next up is Revenant, and the thing with Revenant is that it's going to be super slow if it doesn't sense the player, however if it does, it's going to be super fast. Then comes Shade. Shade is a very shy ghost, and Shade will never have any ghost events or ghost interactions if you are in the ghost room. So if you have a ghost that's only active when you are outside the ghost room, then it's most likely a Shade. To test for a Shade, light the candle in the ghost room, and if the ghost extinguishes the candle, you can rule out a Shade, as Shade will never extinguish the candle if you're in the same room. Then comes the Demon, which is a complete opposite of a Shade. Demon is the most aggressive ghost in the game. It has the ability to hunt at any sanity. We already mentioned at the beginning that when you cleanse a demon, it can hunt after 60 seconds. So if you have a ghost that hunts after 60 seconds, it's a demon. Next up is Yurei, and Yurei has an ability to only fully open or fully close doors. So when a ghost touches the door, it has to fully open or fully close. If it's partially opened or partially closed, you can rule out a Yurei. Also, Yurei is the only ghost that can close the main doors outside of ghost events. Then comes Oni, and Oni is the opposite of a phantom. It's going to be much more visible during hunts, and it's going to blink much more often during hunts. Also, Oni is the only ghost that can't perform a missed ball event, so if you get that, you can immediately rule out an Oni. Next comes Yokai, and Yokai is a ghost that can't hear you if it's more than 2.5 meters away from you. To test for a Yokai, you can talk while the ghost is nearby, and if it doesn't come for you, then it's a Yokai. Then comes Hantu, and Hantu is going to be fast in cold rooms, but slow in warm rooms. Also, Hantu will never turn on the breaker, so if you had the ghost that turned on the breaker, you can immediately rule out a Hantu. Then comes the most annoying ghost, which is Goryo, and the reason why Goryo is so annoying because its special ability is that it can never change the ghost room. And in the most cases, to correctly identify a Goryo, you will have to rule out every other ghost. Next one is Myling, and Myling is much more quiet when it hunts, so if you are more than 12 meters away from the ghost, you will not be able to hear its footsteps. If you're fairly close to the ghost, and you can hear objects being thrown, but you can't hear the footsteps, then it's a Myling. Then comes Onryo. To test for an Onryo, all you need is a crucifix and a candle. Onryo has an ability to hunt after extinguishing 3 flames regardless of the sanity, which means if you put 3 lit candles in the ghost room and the ghost extinguishes all 3 of them and it doesn't attempt to hunt, that means it's not an Onryo. Then comes the twins, and during hunts you will get either a slow twin or a fast twin. Slow twin being slightly slower than normal speed and fast twins being slightly faster than normal speed. Then comes Raiju. Raiju is going to speed up near electronics. So for example, if you're carrying a flashlight, you can turn on the flashlight during hunts, and if the ghost speeds up, then it's a Raiju. When you turn the flashlight off, it will go back to normal speed. Then comes Obake, and Obake is a shape-shifting ghost, meaning it will change its ghost model for the single blink, so you will have to pay close attention to the ghost model during hunts. Then comes the Mimic, and the Mimic is the easiest ghost to identify as it will still give ghost orbs even on no evidence. Also, the Mimic is super easy to identify during hunts because it will have inconsistent behavior. So for example, in one hunt it might behave like Jinn, then in the other hunt it might behave like Obake, and it might behave like Phantom, and so on. Next up is Moroi, and Moroi's speed will depend on a player's sanity. The lower the sanity is, the faster the Moroi is, and higher the sanity, the slower the Moroi is. To identify for a Moroi, you can take sanity medications while the ghost is hunting, and if the ghost slows down, then it's a Moroi. Also, smudging a Moroi will make it blind for 7 seconds instead of the usual 5 seconds. Next up is Deogen, and Deogen is a ghost that always knows where you are. You can never hide from it. It will be super fast as it's coming to you, but once it comes close, it will slow down significantly, making it almost harmless. You will be able to survive by just occasionally moving. It will be that slow. Then lastly there's a Thaye. Thaye is a ghost that has an aging mechanic, meaning the more time you spend in the ghost room, the more Thaye will age. Thaye will be the most active at its youngest and also the fastest. As the Thaye ages more and more, it will become slower and slower. And that covers every ghost type and their unique abilities. I hope this was helpful. I plan to make more guides in the future, so make sure to subscribe to not miss any of those. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.